Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I wrote this song, and I pray that you listen to all the words, because I feel like at some point in everybody's life, you feel like this. Lord, I'm split in two. Part of me loves the world, and the other loves you. So what do? I wanna be saved, but I gotta stay cool too. And no, I'm not a fool. I know eventually I'm gonna have to choose. And really, I don't wanna lose my ticket into heaven and a chance to be used by you. And if it's God that I'm after, I just can't serve two masters. And before something happens, I gotta turn it all around, because I know I can't just have my cake and eat it too. 'Cause it's real easy to stay on the fence and still do you. And it'd be cool if we could love the Lord and still go do our thing. But see, it doesn't work like that. You gotta be white or black. See, I've realized when it comes to sin, you just don't compromise. See, it's a matter of death and life. Be weak and do wrong, or be strong and do right. I don't want to keep going to church, singing all about how much you're worth, and then continue doing my dirt, living as if I didn't care if you're hurt. 'Cause if it's God that I'm after, I just can't serve two masters. And before something happens, I gotta turn it all around, because I know I can't just have my cake and eat it too. 'Cause it's real easy to stay on the fence and still do you. It'd be cool if we could love the Lord and still go do our thing. See, it doesn't work like that. You gotta be white or black. Yeah. Lord, I really need you to help me get it together. Saints, we really gotta have it together. It's God that I'm after. Just can't serve two masters. Before something happens, I gotta turn it all around, because I know I can't just have my cake and eat it too. Yeah, 'cause it's really easy to stay on the fence and still do you. And it'd be cool if we could love the Lord and still go do our thing. Say it don't work like that. You gotta be white or black. No, it don't work like that. You gotta be white or black. Yeah, no gray, no shades of gray. No, 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 no. It don't work like that. No. I'm nowhere close to a perfect man, and it takes a supernatural love to even understand that beyond the walls, behind the mask and confident smile, was a broken man trying to grow up and make life worthwhile. And I know there were times that you probably shouldn't, but I thank you for always love.
All right, everyone. Hello. I want to be prompt. It is 8 o'clock, and I am so grateful to be with you on today. Tonight, should I say. We are, I am waiting. I have a guest coming in. I know I didn't put him up there, but there's so much going on, and I want to be able to deal with the issues and things. That's what this Thursday night talk is. I hope you guys enjoy Bible study, first of all. If you got a chance to listen in, we just had a phenomenal session. I hope you got those 5 areas, and I won't do that tonight. We'll talk about tomorrow. Tonight's talk, there's so many different things that we have to deal with that are going on. One, we got a new president coming in. We got all sorts of things that are happening. And tonight, I really wanted, and I'm not sure, I'm just going to make sure my guest is coming in. Hold on one second, everybody. I have a guest coming in that's going to really help us think through some areas that we need to think about, security areas. Oh, he's there with us. Okay. So I want to kind of get right into this. I'm trying not to be a whole hour this time. I know last week we were a whole hour, but we're just going to free flow. He is doing some amazing work currently with the Police Athletic League and Howe, Neptune, Asbury Park. And I'm really excited to have him on because he's a wealth of knowledge in so many areas. And he's really just been such a brother, a friend, and just someone that ultimately, I'll say a mentor when it comes to trailblazing. He's a trailblazing mentor. And so I want to bring up Chris Hill, bring him in. Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Great. And
I didn't want to get into back work because I figured if you wanted to talk about your back work, what you used to do for a living, that'll be strictly to your introduction to all those that are on tonight. So our conversation tonight, you and I were talking about, we kind of got into a brief conversation about with the election, with everything that's going on. These are really interesting times. I mean, these are precarious times. And I think culturally as people, we have to kind of talk to everyone and kind of tell them what we need to do. But also as a pastor, just trying to protect the sheep and teach them things that they need to know during these times. Because, I work with the prosecutor's office. There's a heightened awareness of everything that's going on. The 20th is coming. There's been threats across our nation. We had a shooting in a church in Texas. So I want to let you loose on this because there's a whole gambit of things that we can start from. But let's start. I'll let you introduce if you want to go any further in the introduction of what you do, and then we'll go from there.
Not a problem. That way they can understand why we're having this conversation. I'm currently on the youth gang. The new title is the Youth Engagement Task Force. I was initially aligned with the Obama administration. Got back in the federal government space back actually first Bush days, actually, and just doing some things through the Homeland Security Terrorism Task Force, deputized U.S. Marshal, go around the country doing a lot of teaching law enforcement on how to respond, especially on how to respond to minorities in minority neighborhoods. Because unfortunately, we know we have a lot of people that are not from our neighborhoods now working in our neighborhoods. So we're trying to teach them how to do that. Worked with, I used to run the Monmouth County Bias and Crimes and Gangs organization, as well as at the time it was called the Violent Gang Task Force for U.S. Marshals. So I'm still in that space now, and I do a lot of work. And one of the things that I talked to the pastor about was keeping the people safe and keeping church safe. And I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but today the New York NYPD put out a threat notice that while everybody's focused on buildings and capitals, the new threat that we've been talking about for weeks now is that it's going to be civilian threats. People coming at one another, and wow. It's going to start by conversation. because they're going to try to play you into a conversation about politics or what do you think about this. They're not going to come out and just ask you, did you vote for Trump or did you vote for this one or that? They're just going to say, man, things are crazy these days, just to see how you respond. And then you have the other ones that are just out there just to start a problem. You may see that coming, but a lot of times we get lost because we're so focused on everyday life that we don't pay attention to those things that go on around us. A lot of conversation I like to have with the kids, especially my own too, is about being cautious and being conscious. I call it having a survival mindset. And then the next question is, how far are you willing to go to protect yourself and your family? Because, and I'll leave it to pastor to tell you exactly where to find it in the Bible. But, I can tell you that if you are a true believer and you understand that, at some time you have to all know how to protect your household and protect your family and protect your friends. So you have an inalienable right to protect yourself. As a matter of fact, self-defense is a legal defense if it's truly done the right way. So these conversations that we're having is about keeping you safe, keeping your family safe, being conscious of your awareness. If you notice that how attacks happen, even from the smallest animal to the big sharks, right? They circle people. They see it coming because people don't pay attention. They don't pay attention to the surroundings around you. So what I say is when you go somewhere, are you conscious and cautious of who's around you? A lot of our kids wearing, hoods with earphones in and not paying attention to their surroundings. But how many of us are so used to doing the same thing every day? Right? We park in the same spot. We pull out our driveway every day at the same time. We make a right turn. We go to the corner and turn left. If you want to know how well people are watching you, leave your car in the same spot for 3 days. Your neighbor's going to ask you, you all right? I noticed you ain't moved your car in a while, because people pay attention. It's just cautious. So there's a lot of things we want you guys to do to be safe. I know that for me, when I park next to a car, I look into the car before I stop and before I get out. I know those things that I do. When I go to the mall or out to the store or out to get my mail, I pay attention to my surroundings. When no matter what I'm doing, I pay attention to that. But now what I really want to get into is talk about how you guys and what you guys should be looking for. There are a lot of people out there who are angry, upset. They think that, we have taken something from them. They think that the election was stolen. They think that all these lies they've been told for months, they can't accept the fact that it's not true. And I'm talking about, law enforcement officers, firefighters, doctors, lawyers, whatever. They come from all walks of life. And so they feel that it's their need to get it back, any way, shape, form, or fashion. So we need to be cautious and be careful. I've been to the church. I asked Pastor, I said, Pastor, I noticed you got some things. I noticed who your security is. I peeped them out real quick because they saw me as I was coming in. I saw them as I came in. But let's talk about some other things we can do at church to keep the church safe, and so on and so forth. I don't want to keep talking.
Before you get to the church, I want to talk about the everyday person, because you said some stuff with everything that's going on, and I want everyone to hear me. I want the listeners to hear me. I want you to catch this, because this is also, we can quote several scriptures, for those biblicists in these scripture, behold, I give you authority to tread on serpents and scorpions and all over the power of the enemy, and nothing shall hurt. The element of it, he gives us power to operate in the function. And the key element is, personally, I wanted to talk this through with you because so many people are nonchalant, even in our culture. As believers, we need to be very vigilant in this season. And I really want to know also, I guess we got to talk about too, should people purchase guns? Should we have guns? Guns are, you can't even get 9mm bullets right now.
Only if you're going to get training for it as well. You just can't buy it. You have to be trained with it.
You need your firearm license. You need your
exactly. And but you also need to get training.
Yes.
Because even law enforcement officers who practice with it and carry it every day have shot themselves by not handling it right.
Oh no, definitely. We want to get in those things. I guess first thing is,
well, let me just go back real quick because I'll answer your question. So a lot of times I've done security for churches around the country. I actually went over to New Zealand after the Christchurch shooting. I was one of the guys that was sent there. So one of the things that we have to understand is that when you start talking about bringing a gun to church, people get nervous. They're like, "What are you talking about?" But that's what the world has come to. You have to be willing to defend yourself. How far are you willing to go, right? So yes, I like American Express, bro. I don't leave home without it, and I carry more than one.
Well, we should say that you are a retired police officer,
Trained
from Howell, New Jersey.
Have to qualify several times a year and all that. Yes.
Okay, so I need to say that too. So go back to the personal elements of why we should be personally vigilant because of the times of what has been created. I mean, you glanced it. You said because of all that's going on politically. How does that affect the average person? Like, what do you mean by that? Like, I need us to really see this.
Okay, so there are individuals who truly believe that because they just assume that we're all Democrats, right? Or they just assume that we didn't. Like, how many times have you heard, did you vote for Obama because he was black? Well, I say, did you not vote for him because he was black? You know what I mean? But on the flip side of that is there are people out there who want to know what your views are. And there's only a reason why they're asking you questions, because they're trying to see where you come from. There have been just random attacks. They're not random from their perspective because you were a target. And you made yourself a target because you weren't aware of what your surroundings were. You know, you weren't paying attention to how quickly this person has closed the distance between you and him or you and her. We see it every day now. People going in the stores and they're using the mask versus unmasked, right? So what you have to do is you have to be cognizant and realize that, okay, the biggest thing is if it doesn't feel right, it's not right. You know, if the hair on the back of your neck stand up, God gave you that for a reason. You have to listen to that, right? I tell people all the time, I don't have any hair and I still stands up on the back of my neck. And I know when I'm in the bath, and nobody asked you to laugh, Pastor. You ain't have to laugh, you know what I mean? But that's real. So understand your surroundings. If you're in a line at the grocery store and someone just asks you a random question or says something that most people say, "Hey, how you doing? How's your day?" Whatever. Somebody says, "What do you think of the election?" Or somebody says, "Man, there's a craziness going on in the world," right? That's just a random question to see how you respond. The easiest thing to do is get your space and ignore that person. No random person should be having a conversation with you about something that has nothing to do with how you feel. So don't take it as, oh, they were just being nice, because they're not. You know, and so understand that also, like I say, everything outside the reach of my arm belongs to them, but everything within the reach belongs to me. If you crowd my space, I'm going to politely ask you to back up once. That's me, right?
Well, 6 feet. Everybody should be.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, but you have to understand there's a reason why they're closing distance on you. Notice that the distance is closing. If someone is constantly getting close to you, but they're blading their body, turning sideways, they're getting ready to attack you, or possibly. So, you know, these are things, the signs that you have to see. If you feel like you're being followed and now you make a sudden turn and now they're still following you, then you're not feeling like you're being followed, you're actually being followed. Believe the instincts that you have. And a lot of times, and we just had this happen the other day, a young lady got cut. She made a left and the guy was making a left and she cut out. He feels she cut him off. Well, he followed her around. She kept driving around. Why don't you just drive to the police station? You know, there's a police officer there, drive up to him and tell him this guy's following. But we get so wrapped up into worrying and not thinking we have to use this. And there's a lot of things out there. You have to be cautious. There are people that are twisted in the head and they're looking for people who are vulnerable and people who are quick. Prime example, this is one of the things that happens every year. Pastor, I'm not giving them any hints, so you tell them they better not do this, right? So every year, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, they lose a lot of money for shoplifters around Christmas time. And what happens is the really good crooks, they go in the store and they pick up the biggest TV and they carry it out. What does security do? They help them. They don't ask them for a receipt, because you can't ask somebody carrying a big TV to put it down to give you a receipt.
Wow.
Yeah. And so because Americans have been taught to be, be helpful, be as nice as you can. And so you have security guards that are putting this item in there without even checking the receipts. It happens all the time. So that's where when someone is, hey, can you help me with putting my groceries in the car? Or can you do that? That's not normal. And you don't work at the store. That's what store has employees for. Let them help.
So shift us a little bit. So everybody catches this. I want to make sure we be safe in this season. Talk to us. Let's switch to the church, and then we're going to round robin to some of the stuff that we're doing community-wise together.
Absolutely.
We'll kind of tie all that in for today. So from a church perspective, I mean, we are meeting physically. We have church on Sundays. We have church on Saturdays in Asbury Park, 10 o'clock. You do have to register, but the fact of the matter is there's still vulnerabilities going on and still things that we need to be cognizant of, because I don't want us just be, and people are coming in with masks now. So now you have masks and you have the security elements. Go ahead and talk to us real quick about these security issues and areas that we need to think about.
So one of the things and you had this when I came, your greeters met me at the door and, were very welcoming. And what I say is I take that to a next level. You know me, I reach in. So one of the things that I do, because I'm trained,
You can't
I know, I'm not going there. I'm trained. I can tell most times, 99% of the times, when a person's carrying a weapon, because I've been trained. I know what to look for, right? But what I tell the greeters is just to make sure you always pay attention to hands, because hands are what kill. If you lose sight of hands, you could find yourself in trouble. So and watch a person's body language. You get new people to the church, you don't know them for the first time. You should always never let them be the last person behind you. Even if somebody from the church security team should be the last person in the church, so they can see everybody in front of them. Because what do we all do when it's time to pray? We close our eyes and we look forward. There's nobody looking backwards at that one person that can do something. So if you have your security team out in the back looking, or someone paying attention to the entire crowd, especially someone new, make sure that everybody's focused. And I will tell you, we all want to be in on the prayer, but there are people who should not be, they shouldn't close their eyes. And then also, Pastor, from where you stand, there should be people up there looking out, so that there's eyes in both directions watching the congregation. So those are things that we should do. We should also, as you know, now the new thing is pipe bombs, IEDs, improvised explosive devices. And if someone's coming in with a backpack to church or a bag, you need to be cautious of that. You need to be understanding why that's going on.
Can we ask to check bags? I mean, I'm just
absolutely
asking.
It's a church. You can do whatever you want.
Okay. So someone's bringing in a bag that's bigger than the pocketbook or whatever the case may be. The usher or the person taking temperature could be like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to need to look through your bag. I apologize. That's legal.
Yeah, that's church rules. Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. I just want to be able to put some of these things out. I don't want to stay here. We could probably talk on this all night long, but I wanted to make sure we kind of hit a few topics. There's so much information in you. I want to pull it all out on this in this moment. So we're about to launch into some other stuff in this area, the STEM program.
Well, hold on. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions?
Wait. Oh, yes. Okay. Questions. I'm sorry. If there are questions, please put them in. Awesome. I see somebody. Awesome. If there are any questions, please throw them in. We'll come back if you need questions in. I'll come back to him. So throw questions in. He can have questions. Church rules. So any questions, please, we'll kind of backtrack to him if we need to, but I want to kind of hit some of the things you're doing. You do so much, and I don't know how you balance all that you do. I actually do, because I balance a lot myself.
Yeah, I was going to say, really?
But people need to know how you balance all this stuff, but I really want to deal with, we're launching this STEM program. You've done this for so long. This is my first time getting into this. Could you just kind of give us the skinny? What is this all about? I know.
So basically, one of the areas where we're being left behind is our kids aren't really getting involved in STEM, and I can tell you that's where the jobs are, right? And so it's actually we still use the term STEM when it's actually called STEAM because STEAM, yes, it's science, technology, engineering, engineering, and see the A just it's the arts and then math, right? It's the arts, and the reason why is because we need to. That's what builds everything in the world, the engineers, right? And so, I mean, prime example. This is like blew my mind. This week, someone asked me a random question about Black financial advisors in Monmouth County. So I did a quick research. I found two. Neither one was from. One is from Wall Township, who doesn't even like the website is kind of sketchy, so that was kind of scary. And then the other one never answered the phone. So yeah, that's just that, right? So, but when you look at the engineers, we have a lot of people in that space, but they're not sharing it. So our kids aren't like right now. Department of Homeland Security has 2,000 job openings in the cyber division. 2,000.
Wow.
We're not getting that jobs because our kids aren't trained for that. So with STEM, everything that you have in your house is made through science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Everything, right? Your chair you're sitting on, the table you're leaning on, your computer, your stove, everything is related to STEAM in some shape, form, or fashion. So in order to allow our kids to get knowledge about it and become excited about it, we will run the STEAM program. Because what they'll do is they'll be able to build things with their own hands that actually work and function. We'll start off slow and we'll get to that level. So what I was able to do was get a grant so that we can run this program for free. And we can get our kids involved and engaged so that they can compete and move on to the next level and become the next engineers and artists and scientists and so on and so forth.
Awesome. So let me just throw this up for everybody. Boom. We're going to add the A in. I'm going to have to add the A. And I got to change the logo. I know. But
yeah.
Go to the website and check it out. And is there an age limit?
Well, so we have the access to run multiple classes. So we can start as young as, I would say we actually have first and second graders in our group. In Neptune, we've had middle school and high school. So, I mean, we can do, and I have teachers that can do all levels. So depending on the age or the number of kids that we use or that we get, we could modify it. Obviously, I wouldn't put the second grader in with the high school kid, but if we can modify that because, again, we want to keep it age specific. But in the beginning, STEAM is STEAM, right? To learn the basics, but they'll learn at a different level.
Awesome. All right. So listen, I need y'all to get plugged into this stuff. I need you to know that this is really critical. When he told me about this program, I was like, I was a part of PACE program for Accelerated Careers in Engineering. I know how important technology is, and our children, unfortunately, in our communities are not getting this vital information that they need in order to grow. And especially the school system, the way it is right now, they need all the extra elements that they can get. And so the STEM program launching in February, you want to make sure that if you know kids, and we only have 30 spots available right now. So I want you to, I'm going to say 25. I got 5 people that already kind of spoke up and said they want to be a part of it. So I need you, so 25 spots available. I want to get you signed up over the course of the next 2 weeks so we can lock you into what
and like I said, everything that goes on in your house, your car, everything is built around STEAM. Everything. Like I said, even down to the chairs. There's the Jersey Shore wood makers. I bring them in when we can, and they bring these lathe machines, and the kids actually get a chance to make something to take home with them. And then they realize, wait a minute, yeah, that chair, that table, that pen, that pencil, that whatever was made by me with my hands, and that's how things work, so the opportunity is there.
All right. Okay, guys, if you guys have questions, put them in now. I told you I'm not going to stay on here for the whole hour or anything. I want to be exact and quick. I want to make sure.
While they're asking questions, I'm going to say, listen, Pastor's talking about me a lot, but when we got connected, he was like, "You're busy." I'm like, "Yeah, I thought I was, but this guy, your guy." My man is busy as all can be, and he's always clean too, man. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
I'm like, come on, Pastor. The Pastor, you ain't got. I expect one of those fancy sport jackets, you know. Those
the house now. I'm in relax mode. We're in relax mode.
It's all good. It's all good. But we got a lot of good stuff going on. We got food programs. We're feeding seniors. We're feeding high school kids. We're doing all.
What days are the program? What day will the program be?
We're definitely going to do Tuesday, and looks like, depending on, again, we might have to do more than a Tuesday. We have to do a Tuesday, Thursday. We might have to do. It's going to be based on once we know how many kids we have, but our instructors definitely told us Tuesday, and I want to have enough so it's Tuesday, Thursday, so we can do the younger kids one day and older kids a different day.
Awesome. All right.
It'll be virtual in the beginning. We do have the church Triumphant Life in Asbury Park as a place to physically get in, and we'll do that, obviously following all safety protocols, because there's opportunities that we want them to utilize their hands and things with. So we have all that worked out.
All right. Okay, Joe, don't worry. I'm bringing him in. I'm going to sequester him to come in and talk to our security team and so forth. So this was just for the churches that are out there, for our members and those that want to. I wanted to bring them in, introduce them. And if you're not connected like this, don't worry. These are going to be going on, and I'll be having sessions where I'll bring him in for everyone for a whole session, because he does it for churches across New Jersey, but across the nation. So don't worry, we're going to be able to do something special, especially as things start to get opened up. We'll be able to do something different from this. All right, everyone. I want to make sure. Anything else you'd like to share?
Listen, just stay focused. Don't get lost out there. Don't get so wrapped up into, I got to be here by this time, I got to buy this, I got to do that, and not pay attention to your surroundings. Your surroundings are very important for you to stay focused and to stay healthy, because, again, the easiest way to become a victim is to be unaware of what's going on around you. And, again, be cautious, be cognizant of those people who all of a sudden are randomly too close to you, especially now when we have 6 feet space, right? So just stay focused and stay aware of that. Pastor, I would love to come in and actually do some home security stuff with them, but also I'm going to tell you, I do a lot of hand-to-hand stuff too, because you need to be able to get space so you can get away. So I have no problem doing that. And as far as the security team, I can take them through handcuffing techniques and all that stuff, zip ties, all that stuff, the proper way where you won't get sued and nobody else gets sued. So.
Awesome. All right. So Joe put up there, what should home security look like? I don't know what you mean by that. I'm assuming you mean like, how do you protect your home? Is that Joe? I think that's what you mean.
You should be visible to. You should be able to see everything around your house. You should be able to. You have dead spots. You need to make sure that you can see. I have cameras. I have lights. Obviously, I have the access where I can look at it on my phone. I would do all that. You should have an alarm system.
Tell me, what do you think about the impeding, like, because everything's going on, do you feel there's a heightened level of being able to, like, I'm giving conspiracy theories, so you can, they're saying that, first of all, guns are going off the shelf like crazy. Like,
right. Yeah.
This home security element, he's talking about guns, 45 millimeter. 45.
Hey, listen, I don't care how big it is. If you don't know how to use it, what good is it?
Yeah, true.
Right.
True. So, with conspiracy theories, they're saying that with everything that's going on, people need to find different ways to protect their home. What's your take on that? I mean, like, I'm not just talking about purchasing a gun. I'm just thinking in general.
Again, making sure that everything is visible to you, that you can see out from all the way 365, right? Where and that you're aware if something's out of place, right? Number two is New Jersey passed a law. Everybody can carry a taser. Everybody. It's
Oh,
legal.
tell us. What is this?
It's legal. Yes.
Okay. So anybody
and we do taser. I do taser training as well. Yeah, you can go buy a taser for $300 and you can carry it.
Oh wow. Okay. All right, you guys heard it. Get your tasers. Nah.
but the church should have some.
We don't have. That's not something that we own. So that's
and the church security should have them on them during church services.
So someone asked, what if you live in an apartment complex?
And
about, I guess, being able to see around your house and what you're saying. Like there's certain things.
Okay. So again, you know the routes you take to get to your apartment. You want to make sure those things are clear. If the lighting is out, you got to let our apartment complex know you don't ever want to walk into a dark area. If you do find yourself in a dark area, turn the light on your phone. When you walk in, if it doesn't feel right, it's not right. Trust me. And if you're in an apartment complex and you know your neighbor, you have a good relationship, let them know you're coming in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they could listen out for you. There's a lot of things we can do and talk about around home security. So
where do they get tasers? That's a question. Where do I get it?
Stores, at the gun store or online.
Okay.
And you don't need a license for it either.
Okay, there you go. So
which is the craziest thing on the planet.
It is. But you have to be really close to use a taser, don't you? I mean, this is
so the one that is the taser that they sell is a projectile. It's 20 feet.
Oh wow. Okay.
And listen, it's a 30-second ride. Law enforcement don't have that. 30 seconds, bro.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So guys, you can go get your tasers. Thank you for that. Oh, Amazon has everything. Someone said. All right.
We're gonna see a Amazon truck back up the Triumphant Life about 40 boxes.
With tasers. Yeah, we're gonna be giving out tasers. Oh, we want you to be secure. We want you to be secure. So thank you so much.
The reason why you have to be trained because you don't want to mess around and tase yourself.
Oh my gosh. I see that on America's Funniest Videos and Ridiculousness. People be like doing stupid stuff. But we want y'all to be safe. This Thursday Night Talk, thank you guys so much for jumping in. So many of you jumped in here and conversated with us. I'm doing this every Thursday, different topics. Next week, I got Bishop Jason Nelson going to be with us, the singer, artist, preacher. He's going to be with me next Thursday. It's going to be a good one. I'm trying not, I don't want to make these very long. I know we just had Bible study. Thank you guys for staying with it, with me from Bible study and then jumping into this Thursday Night Talk. And thank you so much, Mr. Hill. I appreciate you tremendously.
Please send me the invites every Thursday. You know, when I'm available, I'll definitely jump in.
Oh, I appreciate it. Definitely will do that.
I actually have, these next couple of weeks going to be a little crazy for me, down in DC, but it'll be all right.
I'm sure this next Thursday next Wednesday, actually.
Yeah.
Next Wednesday is going to be a special time. But I think everything's going to be good. They put 20,000 National Guards. 20,000. That's a lot of security.
But they aren't vetted.
Well, that's a whole nother thing. If they swore oath.
So the guy that threw the fire extinguisher was a fire department guy. 12 police officers have been locked up from that last. Come on, man.
Okay, all right. We could probably go another 30 minutes on the tragedy of the Capitol.
And you know how I am, bro. So it's on.
All right. We'll stop here, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Once again, let me put this information up before he goes. Thank you again. We'll have you on again, and we'll definitely fight to the church. So thank you.
Thank you, guys. Be safe. Stay focused.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Wrapping up. I'm putting this flyer up here for STEM. All right, there it is. Free virtual stem cell program. I'm gonna turn it to STEAM, but there's the information if you want to join in. Thank you so much for jumping in this Thursday Night Talk. I hope this is good. I'm going to try to bring good conversation to you. Naisha going to get her carrot. I mean, you down in the area where you got to carry, Naisha. You in a good land. I love down there. So I want to encourage you all, stay safe, be safe. Thank you so much for joining me for Thursday Night Talk. Have an amazing evening. Hey, if you have not registered for church, register, and have a blessed evening. God bless you guys.